We welcome now Leland Vittert, Chief Washington anchor and host of Unbiased. Leland, great to have you. I know you've been reporting on this for hours. Via NBC News, when asked why he thinks Iran would want to make a deal now, this is some breaking news, Leland. After the Israeli strikes, the president said this, that Iranians are reaching out to him to suggest as much. Quote, they are calling me to speak. The same people we worked with the last time. Many of them are dead now. I just wanted to get your top line thoughts on that news just into the newsroom here.
Couple things. One, we are way underestimating the damage that has been done to Iran's nuclear programs, to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, to Iran's military. They are reeling right now. And I would add to that what the Israelis have pulled off is going to be looked upon by history in the way that D-Day was, in terms of deception, sabotage, operations behind enemy lines, special operations, air attacks and the like. This is masterful in every sense. And the Israelis are not done yet. I think we would be very wise to look at this in a much longer term than just 1 or 2 days. And clearly, the Iranians were incredibly surprised, completely surprised, which was part of the deception campaign over the past few months, as much as President Trump yesterday saying that the Iranians, that an Israeli attack on Iran was probably not imminent and might happen sometime. This was as well coordinated, I think, with the United States as it was over the skies of Iran. So I would take what the president says at this point, I wouldn't say with a grain of salt, but through the lens that this is about messaging, and this very well be messaging to the Iranians simply to try and sow further discord and discontent and suspicion within Iran's own military and leadership and political leadership that still exists. So suffice it to say, I think we know maybe a quarter of what's actually happening here on the ground.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, to your point, do you think this may lead, or how likely do you see this leading to the fall of the regime?
Look, the world is a safer place today than it was yesterday, and peace-loving people owe the Israelis a huge debt of gratitude for finally taking away from the Iranians their near ability, some would say within days, to get a nuclear weapon. So that has to be said. Second of all, nothing would be better for the Middle East than the fall of the Iranian regime. And we know that because the rest of the Arab world is either rallying around Israel, staying silent, or quietly helping Israel. You haven't seen anybody rally to the side of the Iranians, and that's because the rest of the Arab world hates the Iranians, and they're scared of them, as well they should be. So the fall of the Iranian regime would be wonderful. And clearly that is Benjamin Netanyahu's desire and goal. He said as much before. So those things would be, I think, wonderful outcomes. Whether or not you actually get a fall of the Iranian regime, don't know. There is so much suspicion right now that has to exist inside Iran's general staff and their political leadership, because it is so clear by what's happened already how deeply penetrated the Israeli intelligence services are into Iran.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.